So backyards nowadays are getting smaller and smaller, which means that there's less space to have a veggie garden and grow your own food. But you can actually grow all the food that you want plus more by having a container garden. And so today in this video I'm going to be showing you how you can start your own container garden for cheap using styrofoam boxes. So how's it going, everyone, and welcome to my small backyard gardening YouTube channel, where I'm all about trying to help you grow as much of your own organic produce for as cheap as possible. So if you're watching this and you do like it, then make sure you consider subscribing and also click on the bell icon next to that subscribe button, just so when I post a new video you will get a little notification and you can suss out what I'm doing. So let's get straight into the video. Okay, so first thing you're going to need to obviously get a styrofoam box. Now you can get these incredibly cheaply from seafood markets and other places like that. Otherwise you can get them from other places just really cheaply. Generally they'll just give them to you for free. Otherwise it's only 50 cents to $1. And so really that is incredibly cheap. Once you get that, just bung some holes in it. I just use my pitchfork just because it does the job. Otherwise just use a knife or a little core or something, whatever you have. So yeah, that's the first step, and then is onto the potting media. Now the next thing that you need to do is fill it with potting mix. Now you have really two options for this next step, and the first one is being you can make your own potting mix from scratch, which if you're doing a big, making up a big bulk mix to do several or a lot more pots and containers, then that would definitely save you money. And it is really easy to do. Otherwise you can just use make your own grow mix by using a cheap potting mix and adding your own fertilizers and organic matter and stuff like that, and it'll still be reasonably cheap, but really it's just your potting. The main thing is just the potting mix. It's good to get a cheap one, and that's exactly what I've done. So I just bought a cheap potting mix which was $2.50 for a 25-litre bag, so that was really good, and I just got that and used that as a base. Then I also added as organic matter. I added in mushroom compost, but you can add in just normal compost or chicken manure or cow manure or any source of manure or organic matter. And then finally also I added in some blood and bone as well as some trace elements and sulfate of potash as well, just to help them get those extra nutrients, because they can't let their roots just grow into the soil and find them themselves. You have to give it to them. So what I did was just mix them all together, and then what I got was this. Now this is really good just because it is free draining, but it holds onto water and it has the nutrients, not only just the NPK but also the minor nutrients which you get from the trace elements. So I'll definitely recommend adding trace elements to your mix. So now this is just all ready to go, and so we'll get into planting. And so just for planting, I'm going to be planting some Chinese cabbages and some pak choy as well. Now just before I actually get planting, I'm actually just going to add in a very small handful of worms. So I just collected some compost worms from some other containers. Just going to add them as they will feed on the organic matter, namely the mushroom compost, and add the castings to the mix, and just help to create a really good soil structure in the actual container. And now we'll get into planting. So straight away, the main crop will be these Chinese cabbages here that look amazing. Although they do have some cabbage butterfly eggs on them, which is a bit of a pain, but we'll just have to squash them. So yeah, I'm going to be planting these Chinese cabbages. I think there's the 3 of them or the 4 of them, just like 1, 2, 3, and then interplant the pak choy. Yeah, the pak choy just around it. So I'll get straight into that, planting at the same depth as it was. Nice little root system there. If you can see that, if it's focused. This one. And that's all done. So there you go, guys, that is how easy it is to start your very own container garden for dirt cheap. Pun intended, of course. As you can see behind me, once you get a few boxes going, you can get a really productive garden. I've only just started this about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I'm already starting to harvest the beans and also silver beet, which is absolutely awesome. And that way you're really saving so much money because it was so cheap to start up initially. So I will leave the video there, but before I move on, I have to thank my amazing patrons. So thank you guys so much. Your names will, third tier patrons, your names will be listed here. So if you want to check out Patreon, there's a link in the description below as well. There should be a tile popping up towards the end of the video. So if you want to check out Patreon, then make sure you go there to find out what my Patreon page is all about. So if you want to see more videos like that, then make sure you let me know in the comments section, or if you just want to say g'day, let me know and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Also, if you did like that video, then make sure you give it a big thumbs up. And lastly, if you do want to subscribe, then make sure you click on my face. That'll be popping up around here somewhere. That way, and make sure you also click on the bell notification. This is that way you'll just get a little notification and email whenever I post a new video, and you can come along and suss out what I'm talking about. So, hope you guys are having a cracker of a week, and I hope that your gardens are booming and are as productive as this is starting to get. And I will catch you all next video. Cheers all.